This is WABI TV5 Morning News.
A lawmaker from Livermore Falls has proposed a bill that would take away voting rights for out-of-state college students who study in Maine, but the students are fighting back. Adrian Bennett has that story.
Dozens of young voters agree that they should be allowed to be part of the political process in Maine, even if they're only here for an education.
Students who come from within Maine and from out of the state to go to college, they're part of those communities. They're invested in those communities. We want them to stay and have a right to vote here in Maine.
But a bill before legislators is looking to take away those privileges. Representative Gary Knight sponsors the act, which would prohibit a student from claiming residency for voting purposes in the town where they reside if the student lives in housing owned by an institution of higher education. Knight says he wants students to cast their ballots, but only if they're Maine residents.
I want them to vote where they reside, and I don't want them impacting the local communities that they're here visiting for 3 or 4 years.
The League of Young Voters opposes the idea, claiming Knight is playing partisan games.
We're seeing representatives that, frankly, aren't able to capture the energy of a demographic and the interest of a demographic, and instead of trying to appeal to that demographic, instead they're trying to take their voting rights away.
Knight insists that is not the reasoning behind his bill.
That's ridiculous. That never entered my mind. It is not a partisan bill. It's a bill that is helping to uphold the current Maine Constitution.
The Legal and Veterans Affairs Committee heard testimony from many concerned citizens. The committee plans to continue with a work session on this matter that is scheduled for next week. Adrian Bennett, WABI TV5 News, Augusta.